True nigga one spear, yeah, one car. But when the shit hit the fan, pussy nigga ran, they got in the win. When niggas saying he was down, but really the nigga switch. Niggas saying he a rapper, but really the nigga snitch. Really the nigga quit. Hey, really the nigga bitch. Yeah, and I'm just telling you the truth about it. This ain't even a diss. Yeah. This how them niggas be acting. Talking that shit like they really be about it, but when it come down to the action, that's when you find out that they lacking. That's when you find out that they acting. And fucking with my niggas, it's a short way to end up in the casket. Bitches us against the masses. I don't mind getting dirty, but watch how I clean it up when it get nasty. I lift that Nina up and get the flashing, just cause I love my niggas with a passion. Yeah. Oh. Cause I love my niggas with a passion. Boys are blue, friendship for the fashion. Yeah. You understand me? Standing tall on what we believe in. Yeah. Either you stand on something or you fall for anything. Believe that. Look. And if you're standing on the wrong thing, you falling anyway. One West. Lost Tribe.
22.99, dirty cop. He gonna hook it up. Come on, N.W.O, hook me up. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Fuck around with you, boy.
John Dummy make the beat and logo.
Crooked officer, can you get the fucking handcuffs off for us? They got a lot of innocent niggas doing time. Beware, crooked cop badge number 2299. Crooked officer, can you get the fucking handcuffs off for us? They got a lot of innocent niggas doing time. Beware, crooked cop badge number 2299. It's wicked as hell. Arresting a man for nothing, got him sitting in jail. Look down on us college niggas when they niggas themselves. Supposed to show them the way, instead they show them a cell. Fuck nigga, how the fuck is you a man in the Lord? You pull up with white boys and you put niggas in the back of the car. But you wouldn't last a day in their yard with all them killers, them lions and them tigers and them bears and them gorillas. Try to convince a nigga to snitch on his own brother. Beware the purple Israelite group, they undercover, so pussy ass nigga. Regretting that bitch, tell him take off that badge and I'll bat him in his shit. Crooked officer, can you get the fucking handcuffs off for us? They got a lot of innocent niggas doing time. Beware, crooked cop badge number 2299. Crooked officer, can you get the fucking handcuffs off for us? They got a lot of innocent niggas doing time. Beware, crooked cop badge number 2299. False doctrine, a nigga that shot that tranny. The dick pic, the fake pictures on social media. You posing as bitches. The murder on John Morgan, how her body came up missing. That scheming nigga cannot stealing that for the bitch. Them marching for the rich, but don't do nothing for the poor. The shit them niggas tried on the Kansas City boat. Them purple niggas tried that same bullshit before. Cap told them, bitch, if I'm a hoe, then treat me like a hoe. But shot told them they lightweight, they packed up all they shit. Fuck wrong with you, boy, we meant a war around this bitch. Undercover ass, purple badge, and needs the ass, bitch. We know cowards only men prepared to die around this bitch, you heard? Crooked officer, can you get the fucking handcuffs off for us? They got a lot of innocent niggas doing time. Beware, crooked cop badge number 2299. Crooked officer, can you get the fucking handcuffs off for us? They got a lot of innocent niggas doing time. Beware, crooked cop badge number 2299.
You broke off and created something. God deserves that we stand with him forward. Isupk, we strong. We ain't weak. No cowards, bitch.
That's right, sir.
Okay? That's how we ride.
Don't let your strongest muscle be in your goddamn them Twitter fingers, nigga. Boss that nigga, man. Get your shit together, man. I'm overrated. So overrated. Overrated. So overrated, nigga. Coming on this bitch real fresh, bulletproof, high shoe, bitch, you better wear your vest. She try to get something off her chest, but the drip on her head made a mess. I'm a real piece of profit on this one, but nighttime sheet, I'm a beast. I'm like, here, eat it up, baby, eat. Here, eat it up, baby, eat. I walk with my pole like a pimp in the state that I got up a ton. I walk around with a lot of blaze, I lit a rip on it, yeah. Tonight it's a ride, I got a show, live show, and the niggas still eating it. Yeah. UPK niggas winning, UPK niggas gifted. Hey. I had a little money, but I lost a little money for that punk ass job. Now I'm getting paid off passion, so it's only right that I stunt. All the nigga wanna hate, frustrates on the face, boy, a little wasting time. I don't hate being around broke minds, I motivate their ass and they grind. And that's a real athlete, a real ass nigga, 2G short in the flesh. And I'ma eat my plate so good, I'ma let a little bit while the dish. And I'ma beat down your block so rich, top off, you'll feel their leg. I went to another bitch house, cause that bitch ain't clean up the kitchen. And I ain't saying no names, give a goddamn shit, let that motherfucker learn. I left my phone unlocked, woke up, bitch had a damn chalkboard in front. Wanna know who it is, who the fuck is that bitch? I ain't telling no business. And I bought another motherfucking chopper, and that bitch came with some haters, but hey, I'm overrated, pass overrated. I'm overrated, pass overrated, nigga. I'm overrated, pass overrated. I'm overrated, pass overrated, nigga. I pass overrated, my money coming steady, I'ma rock up my good talk. Hey, the women looking good, got them white girls out trying to see who got good talk. South Carolina with them 5 big women, they better know how to cook up. Hey, never say the bitch from scratch, that'll keep a nigga, yeah, on stop. I be in Atlanta with the hitters, zone 6 rocking with a nigga. Had a nigga walk up to a G, but couldn't get so efficient. Niggas in the world trying to buy trip off a nigga. But when keep shows coming, keep these hoes running hill for a change, he'll fly. But I gotta keep my fly swat on me, cause these nat bitches lying. I'm in North Carolina doing real big shit, I been got new ties. If you ain't round broke, boy, you tired. But me and my niggas, yeah, pass overrated, pass overrated. Overrated, pass overrated, nigga. Pass overrated, pass overrated, overrated, pass overrated, nigga. That's the pass overrated, man. Mixtape, EP, whatever you wanna call it. I'm beating y'all more. Y'all run this shit up, man. Do this shit for the Lord, man. Pass overrated, man. UBK talking along, man. Shout 2G. Come on, I see you, nigga. Come.
Ready to rock, Hakim? Yahweh Shimmy Al Shai Braga Thumb. Clap it up, Hakim. Please be seated. Please be seated, Hakim Tuwada. Who do we have in here tonight? Wait a minute. I see headquarters, Jerusalem. I see you in the house. Who is that? Atlanta the Brave. I see you up in here. Get it on, warrior. Of course, tonight, Hakim, I'll answer all of your questions. We'll go into the Vlad story. We'll go into a few other important stories of today. Also, I'll give you the breakdowns on all of these situations. I will also answer your questions. But first, los anuncios. Nosotros somos la escuela israelita de conocimiento práctico universal. Comenzamos en 1 Oeste Calle 125, Harlem, Nueva York, desde 1969. Carnales, esta es la verdad. Si eres hombre, español, negro o indio nativo, tú eres Israel, el pueblo elegido de Dios. Tu madre y tu padre dicen que somos un culto y mantienen su iglesia sin culpa, pero su iglesia es culpable de todo lo que nos están pasando. Órale. Let's get it on, Hakim. I'm ready to rock. Whoever has questions, Asher, I'll take them.
Sir, any questions in the room? Anyone? Wait, hold on, sir. Someone.
Yeah. I had a question in the book of Revelation, right? Where
Just give me, whenever someone talks, Asher, give me split screen with them so I can see them, all right?
Sir.
Go ahead.
Do you mind coming forward a little more?
God, so slack about that. All right. In the book of Revelations, right? Where you had where the Lord, I can't remember the scripture, right? But the Lord put Esau into the pit for 1,000 years. Right? Does that mean that Israelites will have rule no matter where they are on the earth for those 1,000 years? Referring to the time when Israelites ruled Europe for those 1,000 years, sir.
No, that's not what it's talking about at all. During the Dark Ages was a time when white supremacy was in a hole for 1,000 years, not white people. Do you understand, Benjamin? White supremacy. What you'll find, especially over there in Europe, you'll find that black. You know what happened during the Dark Ages, which should be really average and everyday. Blacks and Hispanics had a fair chance to rule in the Dark Ages. They had a fair chance, as opposed to being oppressed, and as opposed to our oppressor being free to use his lies about our failings and our shortcomings and how we were born to be slaves and born to be subjugated under him. That lie was not able to flourish in Europe. So you had black kings of Europe. You had women who were princesses of Europe. You had men who took over the Roman Empire simply because they had a fair opportunity to show their quality, to show their value. And because of that, they rose to the top all over Europe. All over Europe, it became just normal for a black person to be someone who was revered and honored in military service. Like a Saint Maurice, who is the patron saint of the Roman Catholic Church today. During his time, he was glorified. No one even thought about it like he's a black man. Like the Russian icons all throughout Russia. Like you find these images in Nature Knows No Color Line, that book. No one said, wow, they're black. I'm shocked by that. It was normal because we weren't being oppressed. We had a fair chance to rise in society. That time became called the Dark Ages. During that time, of course, biblical punishments were being instituted all over the world because black people who believed in the Bible, who believed in judgment, were in charge. Hispanics who believed in judgment were in charge. These people were not in the truth. They were not righteous men and women. They were not people who believed in Jesus Christ, in the truth of Jesus Christ. But they were just blacks and Hispanics who were not being suppressed by the government, who were not, the color of their skin was not being used to suppress their creativity or their talents. That's the Dark Ages. You understand, Benjamin?
Sir. If I could, this question was raised by people who had questions about. A brother came to me last week after the major council, and this was across the world. He was saying that there's some guy in the Holy Roman Empire called Marcius or something like that, and he said he got these white people and put them in a cave, and that began the 1,000-year rule in Europe. And then he claimed that we've never seen. Oh, Slug, sir.
I'm listening now. Go ahead.
He's claimed that we've never broke down Revelation 20, and then someone else had a question about Mansa Musa around the same time about whether this would make him an Israelite because of the curses of Deuteronomy 28, where when we obey the Most High, the enemies flee from us, and when we disobey the Most High, we flee from the enemy.
What about the Arabs, the Arab sultans that were in charge at that time? Is he saying that they're Israelites?
No, sir. They didn't bring that up, sir. No, sir.
What about the Hawaiian the Polynesian lords that were ruling over those islands at that time. Are they Israelites?
Lost.
Is he saying that no white people were out of caves? Is he saying that the entire white race was trapped in a cave? That's a pretty big cave up. Is that what he's saying?
I didn't. He got off the phone in a minute. So he didn't get to say much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would put him on the attack because that argument is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous thing to say. For 1,000 years, every damn white person was stuck in a cave up. That's it's like a child's argument. Someone that's a child. Let's ask him: is he saying that every white person on the planet was in a cave? They all lived in a cave with the door locked behind them. Is that you should ask him? As far as Saint Maurice, I believe you're talking about Saint Maurice. The UPK has been breaking down Saint Maurice before the internet was invented, before the phone was invented, before the cell phone or the smartphone was invented. We've been breaking down Saint Maurice, I just brought him up just now, I believe, before you asked this question. Did you hear?
Sir.
That he was the patron saint of the Roman Catholic Church, Saint Maurice, or a Morris. More means black. Okay, we've been breaking this down forever. The book of Revelations, in its entirety, is visions. It's not literal. It's not literal. It's visions. Now, these visions people don't understand because they don't have Jesus Christ as their teacher. They don't have the Holy Spirit. They don't follow Commanding General Yohana to get these breakdowns that are not spread out across the world given to everyone. That's not how God's understanding is. It isn't liberally given like you spread seed on a field. That's not how it works. Very few people are able to understand the Bible. This person you're battling, it sounds like, now you got to tell me, you talked to him, that he's saying that every white person was trapped in a cave and locked the door behind them for 1,000 years. Is that what he's saying, or am I incorrect?
He said he wasn't talking about every white person, but he was saying some event happened where a man called, I can't remember the name that he said, but he said that he put some white people from some major religious section in a cave, and he believes that that's what began. He believed that cave is the bottomless pit, and that's what began the Dark Ages.
All right, so were they in there for 1,000 years?
Sir.
You'd have to ask him out. Maybe he can come into class or something. I just don't understand.
I invited him to come, and he's not here. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I got to move on. If he wants to come to class, he can come to class. The argument that you just described from him is ridiculous. It's for a child. It's an insane, ridiculous argument. And the Bible is not ridiculous. The Bible is practical.
Right.
1,000 years is not talking about a person getting locked up in a cell for 1,000 years. It's not talking about that. Something was locked up, but it wasn't people. People weren't locked up. What came out of the cave when the door was unlocked, Benjamin?
The speaker went out for a second, so I didn't hear you.
I'm sorry. What came out of the cave once they were loose?
Once they were loose, white supremacy was back, sir.
Yeah, and when you read the Bible, it's not talking about people just walked out of the cave super skinny because they've been trapped in a cave for 1,000 years. Somehow they lived 1,000 years in there. I don't know how they did that either. But they were trapped in that cave 1,000 years and walked out like Auschwitz, like the damn concentration camps, I guess. It's talking about a spirit. A spirit was locked in that cave. A spirit was let out the cave. A spirit, not people. Everybody gets it, all right? If you want to read it, I can read it, or you can wait till he comes into class. He has an obscure belief system. I tell you, I advise many officers up. We have got to crush the major religions of this world. They got to be crushed. They got to be crushed. These fake Israelite groups have got to be crushed because they give the false impression that there is somehow parity or unity with one West and them. But these obscure little internet cats you got that they have a membership of one person. I don't know if I give a damn about what they think. This cat has a belief system of one person on the internet. I would have you spend your time crushing the major religions of this world, crushing the competitive Israelite groups so that one West can stand alone. That's just my suggestion, but of course you're free to do what you want. If the cat wants to come to class, I'll battle him for you if you need me to, all right? No sweat. Next.
I have a question online, sir.
Please.
Khan. Okay, so the first question I have is from Officer Krasha. You want me to read it, sir?
I'll read it. Salakia Alawak, can you break down Ecclesiasticus 26 and 23 and 24 from Officer Kwasha Bunya Howada? You got it, warrior.
I got it right here in front of me, sir.
Mm-hmm.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 26, verse 23. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man.
I'll break that down for you, warrior, if I could. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. There are many brothers out there that think that their woman is the wickedest person in the world. Many times what you'll find is that she is perfect for you. Perfect for you. Put me up on the full screen.
Yes, sir.
All right. That she is perfect for you because you're just like her. It's hard to see that you're just like someone who's wicked because, of course, you don't examine yourself the way that you examine other people. That's why Jesus Christ said, cast the beam out of thy own eye, that thou mayest see the mote in thy brother's eye. It's hard to examine yourself. Like, it's difficult. In the Israelite school of UPK under Commanding General Yohana, that's job one in here, self-examination. So there are many brothers, not every brother, not everyone, but there are many people who have a wicked woman because you and her are absolutely compatible because you're wicked too. How do you know if you're wicked? Self-examination. Are you a drug addict? Are you an alcoholic? Are you a filthy abuser of yourself with mankind? Are you on the down low? Are you some type of deviant? Some type of sexual deviant? What are you? Well, then that's why your wife is the way she is. She just has her different sins that she commits. You have the ones you commit, but you two are absolutely suited to one another. Anything else?
Yes, sir.
Please.
But a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord.
That's the other thing. That's the other side. But now you're wondering, how can I get a godly woman? I want a woman that's godly. Well, the first thing you would have to do, Ak, is you will have to change so that the Most High can give you a godly woman. But why in the hell would a godly woman have to suffer you? Have to suffer all of your drug addiction and pill popping and alcoholism and sexual deviance. You're buying prostitutes. You're abusing children. What, God has to give you Sarah? He has to give you the most amazing wife in the world. You require your woman to be amazing when you are a traitor. You have no loyalty to your brothers, but you expect for a woman to have loyalty to you. You know what? There's another woman that would suit you better up. And you're going to be with her no matter what you try to do. Always find. Anything else?
Yes, sir. Verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
This woman will reverence her husband.
If a dishonest woman contempt shame, meaning a dishonest woman hates shame. There was a few years ago when you had these we on TikTok? I should still practice for TikTok. So you had a movement a little while ago. It was called slut shaming or slut walking. Is that right, Asher?
Sir.
And it was just women that were just refusing to be shamed at all by being whores. You have women that are not shamed of the abortions that they've had in the past. And there's a big movement with women to just say, we're not going to be ashamed of what we do. We're not going to be ashamed of our bodies. We're going to walk down the street absolutely naked. That's what we're going to do. And that happens all the time. You know, every few years that happens.
A woman like that is a disgusting woman. She hates shame. A good woman loves shame. Shame is a good thing. Shame is good. Don't run from shame and don't have contempt for shame. Appreciate shame. You should be ashamed to be a drug addict. How in the hell do you go and buy drugs? You walk over to some kid and you go, give me three perk 30s. How many you got? Can I get 5? Don't you feel embarrassed to buy drugs? You go and buy weed from someone. Don't you feel any shame from doing it? You go and buy a prostitute. What can I get for 20? What can I get for $40? Can you get in my car? Can we do it in my car? You don't feel like, man, look at what happened to me. Look at what happened to me. I didn't think life was going to be like this. You need shame. Shame is important. And a woman should be ashamed to show her naked body to the public. It should give you some shame. But a wicked broad, she hates shame. She doesn't want to feel guilt. She goes her entire life running from the feeling of responsibility because responsibility makes her feel guilty. And she does not ever want to feel guilt. So she hates. She has contempt for shame. But a good woman, she's going to bring her husband honor. You understand? She'll bring her husband honor because everyone will go, look how she's dressed. I can see that his wife is beautiful, but she's dressed so modestly that I know she's not trying to express her sexuality, which means she's married. That's a married woman right there. She's beautiful, but I know I cannot have her because I can tell by the way she carries herself that she's a married woman, that there's a husband who is glorified in having her. That's the type of woman you want, but a wicked sinner can't get her. Everybody understands.
Don't come.
Next.
We have a few questions in the room, sir.
Let's have them.
So Salakia, sir, if I may, and what you're dropping is so heavy.
Please, Asher.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
I just asked Asher to do the split screen whenever someone asks a question.
Oh, come.
Go ahead, Doc.
Salakia, sir, what you're dropping is so heavy, but I notice when you bring up shame, that word don't exist anymore. Like your family or, you know what I'm saying, the people that you grew up with don't want to hear that. When you acknowledging like why I should see the cleavage of your wife's breasts, I ain't supposed to see that. Right. And not only the man's wife get upset, the husband get upset by me saying it, sir.
Well, what you're saying is true. However, I would not say that's a current situation. People didn't have much shame 20 years ago either. You were just younger. You might not have noticed, but back in the 80s, I don't know if you know, but brothers and sisters back then smoked a lot of crack back in the 80s, and they had sex on the front step. They gave oral sex in public, in alleyways, and they walked down the street looking like, virtually naked. Always been under attack in a lascivious and rude way. Shame is always under attack. Shame was under attack in biblical times. That's why we have Proverbs, the 7th chapter, because shame has always been something that promiscuous women have fought against. They don't want to feel bad. They don't want to be guilty. They declare their sin as Sodom. You understand? That's not today's situation. That's thousands of years ago when the Sodomites didn't hide their sin. They declared it. They didn't want, and they were angry at Lot because Lot had the nerve to come and sojourn among them and to become a judge. They didn't want anybody telling them that they were wrong. So what you're saying is absolutely true, but it is not a current problem. It's a forever problem. It's a problem with this planet, with this world that is run out of whack, run out of Jesus Christ's control. Go ahead, warrior, up front.
Welcome.
Salakia, sir.
No.
Yeah, it's just coincidence that I just recently seen a story where they was touching on in the early 50s, I believe, how Esau, their women wasn't even allowed to smoke in public. Where that's something they was doing behind doors, and it was as though a freedom movement for them. And there was a very large campaign of women walking throughout the major parts of the city, smoking out in public. And Lucky Strikes, I believe, was the brand that was sponsoring them, and they came out in droves. And they mentioned that that was the start of shamelessness amongst the Edomites.
Yeah, they call it women's liberation. That's what they called it at that time. Bars also. Bars used to have two doors, one in the front for the men to walk in, and a side door so that a woman could walk in the bar, a dignified woman could walk into the bar without being seen to go into the bar. Of course, women's liberation took away shame, but it's very old, but that's been happening forever. So what you're saying is correct.
Khan, sir, thank you. Spawada, it also explains a lot about come out of her, my children.
Forget about it. What the warrior is saying is correct. America itself is a promiscuous woman. And the minute you go into her, you become a servant of her. Don't allow your sexual deviance out to make you a slave. Don't allow your drug addiction to make you a slave. Your alcoholism to make you a slave. You fight those things, you're going to stand up for freedom. Next.
So, sir, we have Chicago joining us.
Give Shy Town a hand. I see you, warrior. Warriors. Good job. Any questions online?
Concert, but you were talking about shame.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be a good way to segue into what DJ Vlad was trying to do to our sister, the professor?
No. What DJ Vlad was doing was not shame. He wasn't shaming her at all. Shame would be like, shame would be like she was ashamed to show body. Said, don't be ashamed. What DJ Vlad did is what the conquistadors did to the Mayans. Right. It's what Bizarro did to the South and Central Americans. It's what 150 Spanish conquerors came over and they conquered the Aztec Empire. 150 of them. That's it. Bizarro conquered his Argentina. I believe it was Argentina that Bizarro conquered. You can look it up. He had 150 men. That's it. That's all. That's what DJ Vlad did. They don't fight fair, our oppressor, split screen or full screen. They don't fight fair. They fight dirty. And that's what DJ Vlad did. He fights dirty. And we're going to go into that in 1 minute. So that's a different thing, Ak, all right?
Concert.
Next.
Chicago, any questions? No? Okay, sir. Atlanta, any questions? Okay.
Y'all about to outside Brakatha.
Y'all about to outside Brakatha.
Question. First Thessalonians 5:17. Pray without ceasing. Mm-hmm. Is that would be continuously pray, sir?
But what do you mean by continuous?
Like all the time.
Like every second of the day. No sleeping, no eating.
No, sir.
So what do you mean by continuous?
Like, I don't even know, sir.
Good answer. Give him a hand. That's always where you want to start. Good job. Okay, there are Christians and fake Israelites that say that this means pray forever without ceasing. Just like the cat who Hazahab is battling when he breaks down the book of Revelations. Pray without ceasing does not mean pray every second of the day, don't sleep, don't eat. Pray every second of the day. There's some loud noise in the background. I think that's you, headquarters. Pray without ceasing is not talking about that. Go to it and I'll explain it for you, okay?
First Thessalonians 5:17. Pray without ceasing.
One verse.
Tawakan. Verse 16. Rejoice evermore.
Keep going.
Pray without ceasing.
Go up one more verse.
Kawakan. Verse 15. See that none render evil for evil unto any man, but ever follow that which is good, both among yourselves and to all men.
Meaning this, don't ever render evil for evil, both among yourselves. Among yourselves means the brothers and sisters in the school, and to anyone else. You don't render evil for evil. Someone does an evil thing to you, something that's against the law. You don't do something that's against the law to them, both to the brothers in the truth and to anyone outside the truth. Don't do that. Everyone understands. Keep going. So read right after render evil for evil. Go ahead.
Okay, what's that?
Somebody give him a hand. Where is that?
15. All right, come. See that none render evil for evil unto any man, but ever follow that which is good, both among yourselves and to all men. Rejoice evermore. Pray without ceasing.
What does it mean to rejoice evermore? What does that mean? Does that mean constantly rejoice all day, every time, at a funeral, when your child is sick? Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. No. This scripture is talking about facing the hard times in life. What do you do when things get hard? Someone does an evil thing to me. I'm not going to do something evil to them. If someone sleeps with my wife, I'm not going to go and sleep with his wife. I'm not going to go do something foul because something foul happened to me. This scripture is about how do you face the rough days in life? How do you face the challenges in life? What do you do when someone harms you? There's a proper way to handle that up. If someone harms you, there's a system of justice that you can utilize. But then you should not take the law into your own hands. Do you understand?
Come.
You shouldn't go out and go harm someone because you're angry at what they did. That's how you handle the rough situations that can happen here. But what am I going to do? I'm going to teach the brothers to do what's good. And I'm going to always rejoice, meaning what? I am not going to allow myself to get depressed when I go through the rough times in life. That's what happens here. What happens is, instead of forcing yourself to get back on your feet and to smile and be happy again, you go into a pit of despair, wades in that pit. Alcoholism and drug use. Alcoholism and drug use allows you to go deeper and deeper into despair and into depression. Don't do that, man. Pick yourself up. Asher, help me out with that echo, please, brother. Pick yourself up.
So, like, sir, the echo is either coming from your end or from Atlanta because we're all on mute.
Atlanta, mute yourself when you're not speaking, all right?
Okay.
For what? You can go split screen again. Get up off the ground. There are people in life that go through terrible losses, the loss of a child, terrible things, their health, having bad health, or having a child that has bad health. That's just the worst thing that could happen. And people still find a way to smile again. They push themselves to laugh again at a funny story. They push themselves to get up and survive. That's what the Bible wants you to do. Rejoice. So you find a way to be happy. What I'm describing to you is in the Psalms and in the book of Proverbs as well. You find a way to do it. Rejoice. Go through that rough time. Don't hurt the people illegally. Hurt you. Find a way for justice that's proper. And you get back on your feet, man. You rejoice always. Continue.
Verse 18. In everything give thanks, for this is the will of God.
In everything, what is the everything we're talking about right now? This is all you need to understand what pray without ceasing means. What does the everything mean, Atlanta?
Any situation.
No matter what. No, any situation, even if it is a rough, a bad situation, you have to know that the Most High God, brother, is going to get you through this. And there are so many terrible situations in life that no man wants to go through. No woman wants to go through, and I don't want you to go through it. And I don't want to go through it. But when and if they happen, you have got to remember that this is happening so that the Most High God can be glorified. So that the Lord can have a servant that endured such pain. A servant that endured such tragedy and still maintain their loyalty. Still maintain, like Job. Job is the perfect example. He lost all of his children, lost his wealth, and lost the loyalty of his wife. And in the end, he blamed himself. He didn't hate God for it. He didn't hate the Most High for it. He blamed himself. And he thanked the Most High for the correction. Then Job got back everything he lost. In all things, giving thanks to the Most High God. There's a lesson to be gained in tragedy. I know you've heard this statement before. No pain, no gain. That's life, young warrior. That's life. You want to grow. You want to get mass. Or you're going to have to shred yourself up. You're going to have to get in some pain, brother. But you will like the results. You won't like the pain, but you'll like the gain. You understand? Keep reading.
In Christ Jesus concerning you. Verse 19. Quench not the spirit.
Did we pass your question yet? We passed your question. Okay, go back to your question and hear it, Salaki.
Pray without ceasing.
So now what does pray without ceasing mean?
Pray, whatever situation you're going through, that's not, like if you're going through something, nothing's going right, or somebody does something to you, do not do harm back. Do not do harm back to them.
But what should you do?
Pray.
Pray. Give him a hand. That's what it's talking about. It doesn't mean pray 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, pray. But what it means is there are times in your life when you will want to stop praying because you're depressed, because an evil thing has happened to you. You'll turn from the Most High God. I've seen it happen too many times. Where something happens, where a brother loves the truth, a sister loves the Lord, as long as she has a good husband in the truth. The minute things go bad with her husband, she's leaving the truth. She's going to stop praying to the Most High. If everything goes well for you, you love the Lord and you pray to the Most High God. But when things go bad for you, you give up God. You throw him away because you're going through a rough time in life. Don't let a rough situation make you stop praying. Don't do that. Don't make a rough situation make you go, this is a statement I hate hearing. I can't stand hearing this. So when you call me, don't say this. I'll give you counsel about how to handle your problem. And you'll say, I tried that. Don't say I tried that. That's what you do with prayer. I've been praying to God. I've been asking and nothing is still happening. Oh, well, stop asking then. Stop praying. Just go get high. You don't got to pray for that. You can just go out and prostitute yourself or go sell your blood, sell your plasma so you can go get high. You don't got to pray to get high, but you have to pray for strength when hardship comes. You have to pray for the Most High to be with you. When your money is low and when you might get evicted, you have to pray so that you don't go out there and do something evil to fix your situation. You got to ask the Most High to fix it. Don't stop praying because you've lost hope. That's what this breakdown is about. Do you understand? You want to keep being joyful. You want to keep praying. You want to keep doing it through the rough times out. And before you know it, you're going to have great gain. Great gain. You understand Atlanta, right? No problem. Next.
Salaki.
Go ahead, Warrior. I'm with you, Up.
Salakia, General, I just wanted to say Thawada because everything that you said, I believe strongly, sir, that it was meant for me to hear because I struggle with that sometimes, sir. And it's just for you to break it down the way that you broke it down to me. It hit me so deep that now I know exactly what it is that I need to do and why I'm here. So,
Thawada. Well said, Warrior. Well said. Well said, Warrior. Outstanding. Please, up front, headquarters.
Sir. Also, I got ready to expel a little further on the scripture you just gave, and the young man that just spoke. I just met him myself. He's a young man, Neil, and I'm young man Israel, and just coming into the truth. I always had the zeal, but when you come in and you amongst other brothers and you see the total faith and in the scripture, I find myself practicing exactly what we just spoke on, and I did it just this afternoon. And I mean, I faced a major situation, and as it happened, I've been taught myself not to reach for any substitute
I understand.
potions, alcohol or anything like that. I don't smoke anything, but I will have some Lefroy.
I hear that. Mm-hmm.
And so, but I don't reach for it, and I did give prayer. And for the young man Neil to just speak on it, I want to also say, coming into the truth, I know exactly what he means by examining it and seeing it come to fruition right before your eyes. It's a very powerful thing, and I encourage other young men like he just encouraged me.
Absolutely. Give him a hand. Well said, Warrior. Well said, Akim. The Bible says a friend.
Sir.
No sweat. The Bible says a friend is for the day of adversity. And the Israelite school of UPK is built on friendship, brotherhood. Well said for both of you young warriors. We're happy to have you. Happy to have you. Next, Proxima.
Shalom, General. How about some Yashar Brakatah, sir? Come, sir. Real quick, I just want to make sure I got the proper understanding. Someone asked me this question earlier this week. I just want to make sure that I had a proper understanding of the scripture. It's Deuteronomy 17:17.
No problem.
Now, this has been used a bunch of times. I've seen since even before I got the truth that people try to use that to say we can't have multiple wives.
Of course.
Right. So this is book of Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 17. Neither shall he multiply wives to himself, that his heart turn not away. Neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold. So it's like, sir, with the spirit behind this scripture, it's not saying that you can't have multiple wives. It's saying that, would it be saying don't multiply women onto yourself to the point where you're distracted away from the truth and following the ways of the Most High? Would that be the understanding, sir?
You want to go up above it. The entire point is what they're missing. Once you get the point, then you'll know it is not talking about a man cannot have more than one wife.
Right.
Go a few verses above it. What's the topic? What's the context?
So start at verse. Would it be 15 or 14?
Try 14.
14. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 14. When thou art come unto the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me.
Set a what?
Set a king over me.
Set a what?
Set a king over me.
Here's the context. We're right here, right now. When you come into the land and you decide, listen, we have our own land right now, it's time for us to have a king. Keep going.
Like as all the nations that are about me.
Because the other nations have a king. The Chinese, the Japanese, the Edomites, they all had kings. We didn't have our own land, but when we got our own land, we said, okay, now we have our own land. It's time for us to have a king, just like the other nations have kings. Keep going.
Verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose, one from among thy brethren.
All right, since you insist on having a king, the Most High God was not going to give us a king. He was going to allow judges to rule over us, specific judges to rule over specific regions. But the Israelites demanded a king. We demanded it. The Most High God, like a good father does sometimes, he gives a child what the child wants. Since you want it, okay. When you get your own land, you're going to want a king, no problem. You're going to get a king. But when you choose a king, he has to be one from among your brothers. You cannot allow some heathen to be king over Israel. What did Israel do? Israel did just that with King Herod. King Herod was an Edomite who was king over Israel at one time. He's the same king who sought to take the life of our Lord, King Herod. All right? The Bible says not to do that. When you go to decide to get a king, he has to be a brother. He can't be another nation. Go ahead.
One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee.
Mm-hmm.
Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
I just broke that down. Go ahead.
Verse 16. But he shall not multiply horses to himself.
Wait a minute. But when he becomes king, he's a brother. That's the first thing. He cannot multiply horses into himself. What does that mean? Shatan? Does that mean he can only have one horse?
La, sir.
Does that mean he can only have two horses?
La, sir.
So what does it mean, Chicago?
So, like, sir, would that mean that he shouldn't be greedy with these things, or maybe
give him a hand? That's all. That's it. Because you heard it just said he shall not multiply horses to himself, right. And then he said he shall not multiply wives to himself. So unless the person you're battling is saying every man is only allowed one horse, that's it.
Right.
And of course, he's not going to say that. You know why? Because that greedy bastard wants 1,000 horses.
Right.
You understand? He wants all the money in the world. He wants streets paved with gold. He wants riches and power. So unless he thinks a man should only have one car, is that what he's saying?
La, sir.
He'll never say that. Never. He'll never go ask that nigga if a man can only have one car. He'll say, hell no. A man can have all the cars he wants. Car to go to work in, car to chase tail in, car to haul, do construction in. He'll never say you can only have one car, although it says it right there, you can only have one horse. You understand? Because when it says he shall not multiply unto himself, that's not a number. That is a spirit. Multiplying them unto yourself. It's greed. It's greed. A king can't be greedy. How would a king be greedy with horses? This king has 10,000 horses, and the peasants don't have a horse to plow the land. That's what he cannot do.
Right.
And that's what happens with the other nations' kings, which is what God is trying to show us. We wanted a king because the other nations had a king, but the kings of the other nations are greedy and they oppress the people because of their greed. They oppress them. You go to Saudi Arabia, you go to these countries out with these sultans and these kings. The king is living like an angel. The people are starving to death. Why do you think the French Revolution happened?
Right.
The French Revolution happened because the French people were starving to death by the millions. And Marie Antoinette was throwing cake out a window, passing down her dessert. And she thought she was doing them a favor. She was living lavishly with riches and power and food, and she was throwing away food. The French people, man, took her to the guillotine.
That's
you
right.
Me? They took that bitch to the guillotine. Why? Because she was multiplying food and wealth to herself while the serfs and the peasants and the low-class people were starving to death. God said, if you want a king, he can't do that. He can't take all the horses. Now, I don't have a horse to plow my field. I don't have a horse to transport my family. I don't have a horse to make money with because the horses all belong to the king. What happened in England? In England, the king said that every deer in the forest belonged to who? The king. Every deer belonged to him. And the people began to raise up because they were starving to death. They were starving to death, and they began to shoot those deers. And then stories like Robin Hood started to be written about people who would rob from the rich and give to the poor because it was illegal to kill a deer, even though you were. Why? Because that was the king's forest. That was the king's deer. Only the king could hunt deer. So what in the hell could you do? Starve to death and die. Look at the great potato famine. It happened in Ireland. While the aristocrats over there in England are starving the Irish to death. And the Irish have to sell all their potatoes so that the king can get money, and there's not enough potatoes left for the people, and they starve to death. That's what kings usually do. Kings usually take everything and every resource for themselves, and the poor people, their inheritance is poverty and death, not in Israel. Not in Israel. That's what the Most High God is trying to teach us. He shall not multiply horses to himself. Go ahead.
Noah caused the people to return to Egypt.
And this is something else he can't do. He can't tell the people, let's go back to Egypt. Let's go be slaves in Egypt again. He cannot do that. That's what your politicians today do every day. They cause you to be slaves again. They put you right back in captivity under Pharaoh. Continue.
To the end that he should multiply horses. For as much as the Lord.
Why does he want us to go back to Egypt and be slaves? To the end that he should multiply horses. You see, not everyone was breaking their backs in Egypt building pyramids. Not everyone. Remember, 240,000 of the princes of Egypt were swallowed up in a hole in the wilderness. You see, we were building the pyramids. We were breaking our backs in fields. But the rich of Israel, they were multiplying horses in Egypt. So in essence, this king will tell us to go back to Egypt because he's going to get rich when we go back to Egypt. He's not going to go into slavery. Nah, you and I will, but he's not going to be in the slavery. He's going to be richer in slavery than he is out of slavery. He's going to be richer when his people are in captivity than he would be if they were free. He cannot tell us to go back to slavery. Not our king. Not our king. Keep going.
For as much as the Lord had said unto you, ye shall henceforth return no more that way.
Because the Most High said we can't ever go back again. Go ahead.
Verse 17. Neither shall he multiply wives to himself.
Taste that. Because that's the crux of the matter. Can I show you in real life what this is talking about?
Sir.
Give me the ancient rite of prima noctorum. Look that up. Prima noctorum, or the rite of first night. It's a Norman system with the Anglo-Saxons. This is a real law. This is a law that is actually real and that used to happen. It's called the right of first night, prima noctorum.
I got it right here, sir.
Please.
Prima noctorum is the semi-historical legal right of a monarch to have sex with any female subject, particularly on her wedding night.
Chicago, did you hear that? I don't think you understand what you just read. Okay. Wait, explain it more. Read more into the. Let him explain it to everyone. Go ahead.
Because, like, let me click on here, sir. It says the phrase prima noctorum, based on the Latin first night, is a shortened and corrupted form of jus primae noctis, right of the first night. It generally names an ancient tradition in which noble lords, whether kings or duke, had the right.
Now, this is how the Edomites ran their kingdom. The Bible, you look into the Bible, you can read about the dukes of Edom. The dukes come from Edom. They were the people who were the king's family. They're still to this day in Great Britain, the people who are the king's brothers, right? So the kings and the dukes, the king and his brothers, keep going,
had the right to have sex with any of their female subjects, regardless of their will, and even with a virgin bride on her wedding night.
On her, which is why it's called first night. Because if you were having a wedding ceremony, a Roman king, a Roman duke, and one of those Norman dukes from France could come into your house and say, "Oh, congratulations, you're getting married. Well, I'm here to take my right of prima noctorum, so I'm going to have sex with her first. I have the first night, and then you can have her afterward." That was a law. That's what kings could do to you. So do you know, because of this, people would get married in secret. They would get married in secret because the duke would find out and he would come to your house on the wedding night so he could have sex with your wife before you. And it was his legal right to do so. It was his legal. You couldn't say he was wrong. He was absolutely right. You were a father. You had a little girl that never had sex. She grew up into a woman. The king could say, "All right, she's a woman now. Bring her to my castle. I'm going to have sex with her first. And then she can go get married to somebody else." That, warrior, is how kings of the other nations treated the people. Not in our nation.
That's right.
In Israel. You cannot multiply wives to yourselves. So now you go and have sex with every woman. Then we can have her. Then you'll give her to us. After the duke and the king has slept with her on the wedding night, on the first night, not in Israel.
Right.
The Most High God knew how the other nations treated their public, treated the masses of people, and kings and presidents and mayors and congressmen and governors are cruel to the poor. They're cruel, but not our king. Not our king. We cannot multiply horses to ourselves. We can't tell the people to go back to slavery because it will make the king rich. And we cannot have sex with everyone else's daughter, everyone else's wife, simply because the people can't stop us. Simply because there's no power in the land that can take authority over us. So now I have sex with your daughter, with your wife, and you can't stop me because I'm the king. I know the other nations do it. I know they do it, but not our king. That's the breakdown on that precept. You understand? No problema. Tell me what no problem is in Espanol. Ephraim, who understands Spanish in there? Anyone?
No problem.
No hey. Isn't it no hey or no problema? No hay problema.
No I. You can say that, sir.
No I.
You can say that.
Okay. No hay problema. Is that the proper way to say it? How would you say it?
I would just keep it simple. No problema. No problema.
No, not no hay problema.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it.
No
But
problem. Well, you know better than me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So we got two people that want to come and ask. We got a young man, Alex, that wants to ask a question, and then another right after him, sir.
I see you, young man, Alex. I see you, Warrior. What city are you in?
Houston, Texas, sir.
Give Houston a hand, Captain Yatazak. I see you, Warrior. What's your question, young? What's your question, young Warrior?
Salakia Adawan, with my grace, may I ask, is it unlawful for you to receive a blood transfusion?
Well, first of all, you asked that question with such grace and sophistication. I want to commend you on that as a young man. Well done, Warrior. Well done. Is it unlawful to receive a blood transfusion? No, absolutely not. It is not unlawful in any way to receive a blood transfusion. There is no law against a blood transfusion at all. You understand?
The reason why I ask is because Jehovah's Witness has said that it's unlawful and they have scriptures to prove it, but I have yet to see it.
Yeah, neither have I. I've heard that from the Jehovah's Witnesses. Many fake Israelite groups say that it's unlawful to receive a blood transfusion. The Church of Christian Scientists, they say it's unlawful to receive a blood transfusion. I've never seen a precept that says that. And I don't know if you know, young warrior, but I read the Bible once or twice. You understand me up?
Sir.
Once or twice. I'm kind of familiar with it. That's not in the Bible law. You understand?
The water. That's all I had.
I appreciate you, warrior. The water for your service up.
Most I ain't crazy.
Yahweh Shemi the water.
And we have another person that would like to come on the screen to speak with you.
No problem. I see you, young warrior. What's your name? I can't. Your phone is on mute up.
You gotta turn your mic on, okay, brother?
Okay, my name is Antonio.
Good to meet you, Antonio. Coming into class tonight. What can I do for you?
I wanted to ask about I probably got like five quick questions, like just probably like yes or no answers. Like like you know how the scripture says.
You want me to answer all these with yes or no?
No, you're not like it's not like that. But like
if you want, I can do that for you if you would like. It's up to you.
You can answer how you want to answer. It's not like trying to look for something evil, nothing like that. So like you know how you say love your enemies and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's okay. You say that's the nation of Israel, right?
Yes.
Nah, but like okay, so let's say a nation of Israel. Let's say he said he worshipped the devil, right?
He worshipped the devil.
Yeah. But he started a fundraiser and he asked for $10 to help feed the homeless. Would you, even though he said he worshipped the devil, would you is it okay to give him the $10 to feed the homeless though?
Okay, well let me ask you a question, if I could.
Yeah.
Do you believe that he's actually going to use that $10 to feed the homeless?
Well, if it's like not going directly to him, but like like you put the money on the internet website, and he don't own the website or nothing, and you know, so it's like he can't steal anything, just him promoting it.
You can't steal anything because it's on the website.
No, like it's not his website. It's like he's part of something.
Okay, and people can't lie.
But I'm not putting the $10 directly in his hand though.
I understand. So you're giving it. So like if an African prince he sends you a text message and he says, if you give me $10, I can get back my throne in Ghana.
Yeah.
Would you give him the money?
I have to know more probably.
Well, what if he told you I worship Satan? Then would you think that maybe he also might lie if he worships Satan?
Yeah, that's good too.
Let me help you, young warrior. This is hard to understand because you are an honest man and you are sincere, and I can tell that you're an honest man. And that's why honest men like you need men like me. I am an animal and a lion, and I don't trust people because I know that people are lying to get your $10. They're lying to you. They're going to tell you that they're going to use this money to help children in Africa. They're going to tell you that they're going to use this money to buy school books to poor people. And they're going to take your money and they're going to abuse it to buy a Rolls Royce. Because people lie, young man. They lie. You just need someone to protect you from the liar. If someone says that they worship Satan, then surely they would lie, they would steal, because there's no rule against lying and stealing if you worship Satan. What you have to do, is to be careful when you believe people who say things online. Most of the people online are lying to you to steal your money, and I can help you. I can protect you from them. You understand? All right. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Yeah. What about signing his paper to go on strike against people being racially discriminative against blacks when it comes to hiring?
Well, once again, brother, more than likely he's
but it's free. Would you sign it?
No, I would not sign it because I don't know who he is, and he is probably lying to me.
Yeah.
Do you know what the term naive means?
Yeah, it's like look, gullible.
Gullible. Many people who are good, honest people, they're gullible because you don't lie. Because when you say something, it's true. And because of that, you think that when everyone else says something, they're telling the truth. But I don't believe anybody. I don't trust anything or anyone. And so because of that, we can help you to make sure that you're not naive and being used by someone who just really wants to take your money and to destroy you. Preachers do this all the time. Preachers tell people that they're going to heal them, that they're going to help the poor, help the sick, and what they're actually going to do is buy a Rolls Royce. And there are people who are good people sometimes can be very naive. You understand, young warrior?
Yeah. But what if they actually doing something good though and you don't know it?
Well, if I don't know it, then maybe they're doing nothing good.
But what if we assume that they're doing evil and they're not?
What if we assume they're doing good and they're not?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
how do you know? Can I tell you what you do? Can I tell you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't give money to people that you have to assume. You understand? There are people that you don't have to assume. You don't have to wonder what they're doing. You could get involved and see it for yourself. When I give my time and my money and my work to the UPK, I'm not assuming what they're doing with the money. I'm not assuming it. I'm in the UPK. I'm here. I'm not assuming anything. I have first-hand knowledge of what is happening. If you want to just trust somebody, trust is earned, Doc. The Bible says, be not an surety for someone who you do not know. That's in the Bible. If you don't know this person, don't trust him. If you don't know them, assume that they're lying. If you don't know them, assume that they're stealing.
What scripture is that? Y'all can find that scripture.
I'm gonna give it to you right now. Give me the precept. Give me the precept. It's in the Apocrypha.
You talking about the one that says, become not surety for a friend
who you do not know. For someone who you do not know. It's exactly to your question. The brothers will find it for you. The Bible says if you don't know this person, don't guarantee that they're doing the right thing. Don't be a surety for them. Why would you do that when you don't know them? But a naive person, mute your line, I can't hear you. A person who is naive assumes that everyone is telling them the truth, even though they don't know. A person who is grown, a person who is skeptical, assumes everyone is lying until they prove they're not. That's what you have to do. You have to assume that they're lying until they prove that they're not lying. Does anyone have the precept for the young warrior?
Concert, Proverbs 11 and 15.
Let me see it. I can't make it a little bigger, please.
He that is surety for a stranger shall smart for it, and he that hateth suretyship is sure.
Let me go to Proverbs. Go to Proverbs 11 and 15. The young brother back up on the screen. Did you hear what the precept is up?
It said, "He that is surety for a stranger shall smart for it."
Do you know what the term smart means?
No.
Smart means to hurt. It's an old term, like that smarts. If you hit me in my face, I would say, "Oh, that smarts." It means it hurts.
And what does surety mean?
A surety means that I guarantee that they are doing the right thing. I guarantee that they are not stealing. It's like the term insurance. Like if you get car insurance, if you get in a car accident, the insurance company pays for your mistake. They give the money up for you. Well, when you give your money to someone and you say, well, they're going to help the poor with it. Now, I'm guaranteeing that this person is going to do the right thing with my money. Read it from the top again up. No, him. Read, the brother, the young brother. You read it. Let him read it.
Proverbs 11 and 15. He that is surety for a stranger shall smart for it.
If you are surety, slow down up. If you are surety for a stranger, you're going to get hurt. You're going to get hurt because you guarantee that this person is telling the truth. You guarantee that this person is going to do the right thing. You're going to get hurt for that. Keep going.
And he that hateth suretyship is sure.
Now stop right there. Put him back on the screen. He that hateth suretyship is sure. Can you understand that yet or not?
Yeah, it sounds like it's safer to not be. It sounds like it's safer not to trust in suretyship.
That's exactly what it means. It's safer not to trust every email that you get telling you to give them your credit card number up. You can't trust that. You can't trust every email that's telling you to give them your social security number. Don't trust them. Every email that says, give me $10 and I'll go feed the poor. Don't trust that up, because he that hates surety is sure. If you say, I don't trust these people, now I'm safe. You understand?
Yeah. This one. So have you ever heard of change.org?
No.
Change.org is where like people put petitions at.
Okay.
And they do petitions for good things, and like the government, the Esau makes them get a certain amount of signatures before they can move anything. It's like, it's not, even though it's right. Like let's say you wanted safer neighborhoods in the black neighborhoods or whatever. Yeah. It would be right for them to do that, but they make you get a certain amount of signatures before things really start moving.
Okay.
So that's what change.org is.
Okay.
So what you probably know already is Yaju Judah, who was proclaiming to be the Christ walking the earth. He has a petition to fight Esau and get back the treasures that were stolen from the throne of David.
And he's doing this with a petition?
Well, that starts the judgment on Esau.
So wait a minute. Yaju. I've never heard of Yaju Judah before. I don't know what that is. But I've never heard of that. No, I've never heard of that. Let me try to understand. So there's somebody that's saying that if you go sign a piece of paper, he's going to take this piece of paper, and then white people will have to give back everything they stole because of signing a piece of paper?
It's part of it, yeah.
All right, go ahead and sign up. What's his name? Listen, y'all. Yaju Judah. He got a paper you could sign, and the white man will give back America after he gets enough signatures.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
No, what's right? So everybody will go do it, and then the white man will give back America, right?
It's at YajuJudah.com.
YajuJudah.com. You sign a piece of paper, and the white man will give back New York, Chicago, if you get enough signatures. Listen,
no, we don't want New York. We don't want Chicago.
What city?
No.
What city do you want? What city do you want?
We want Israel.
You mean over in the Middle East?
We want Israel, dog.
Okay, listen. Well, listen. Give me a call when you get it back.
You know, we need help though. We need those signatures to speed up the process.
You better get out there and get some names on that thing if you want to take the Middle East back with signatures out.
Yeah, we be trying to get names.
Yeah, listen, go ahead and do it, man. Listen,
y'all is a bunch of people though. You know, y'all a bunch of brothers.
I understand, but we don't do that though, because we're not naive.
Oh yeah, by the way, it don't cost money to sign it either. It don't cost money.
I'm sure it's free. Go get those signatures and then call me when you get the land of Israel back.
So it's not wouldn't be love if you sign a petition?
No, it would be naive. It would be against the Bible if I signed that petition.
Why would it be naive?
Because Yah Judah is a charlatan and a liar, and he only fools naive people.
You know, you said you don't know Yah Judah.
I know you. I'm basing everything on Yah Judah. You
said I'm righteous. You said I'm truthful and honest.
I said you're naive. You are righteous, but you're naive. I said that earlier. You don't remember that? I said
you're a naive
person, but you're naive. And whoever you follow must be a thief. If you follow a lie, one second, warrior. One second. If you follow him, and I see that you're naive, if you follow him, he must be a liar. Now you can prove me wrong, huh? All you have to do is come back to this show when you have gotten enough signatures to take back the land of Israel. That's all you have to do, because you're not going to get me to believe it based on you saying it, because I am not a silly child who is naive, who believes emails that they receive. You think you could say something to me to make me think that Yahudah will give back the land of Israel because of names on a piece of paper? What am I, 5 years old?
Well,
I'm not 5. 1 second. I'm not 5 years old. Now, you can prove me wrong when you call back to this show and say, listen, they gave us Tel Aviv. They gave us Jerusalem because we got enough signatures. Go out and do it, and then you will prove me wrong. But I can't believe it based on one naive child who believes Yahudah because of his emails. I'm not 5 years old.
I got another question. I got another question.
But do you understand what I just said?
Yeah, I understand everything you said.
Okay, how many more questions do you have?
Probably 2.
Oh, come on, man. I don't have time. Right. Ask one more. I'll give you one more.
All right. You know the scripture that says that if you don't have the son, you don't have the father.
Which one are you talking about?
I don't know the exact scripture location.
Okay, go ahead. Just go ahead. What's your question?
But he that has not the son has not the father. Y'all, the Judah is the Christ, the son. But if y'all saying the son is in the sky, then that means you don't have the father. So that means y'all doctrine is corrupt.
Let me ask you a question. Right? Are you Yahudah?
Nah. But listen.
Okay. Wait, one second. Slow down. Slow easy. Let me understand what you're saying. So you're saying that Yahudah is Jesus Christ?
He's the Christ, yes.
All right. Okay. All right. Shalom, warrior. This is a bug out in the nut. I don't know who the hell Yahudah is. Who the fuck is that? Yahudah. Has anyone ever heard of Yahudah?
Concert, that's this nut that Captain Tadariak cut to shreds out on 125th Street.
I never heard of Yahudah before. All right, next.
And he tried to tell Captain Tazariak that he knows the Bible but couldn't remember Bible scriptures.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's a perfect example of that cat has a membership of one person.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't matter. His doctrine is too small, and even crushing him does not help us in any way. We have to crush the big boys. The big liars, not the little liars. Let him go work on his, petition or whatever the fuck, whatever he's doing. All right, go ahead.
Just it's like so. Time check is 8:36, sir.
No sweat. You got it. How many more questions do we have?
We got a good amount, sir. But we also got to get to your topic, sir.
All right. Give me 2 questions and then topic. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. We got a question in the room.
Hey, what about? I know we were supposed to bring in some members of some former members and current members of the IUIC. We were supposed to bring them in as well. They wanted to give their accounts of what it was like being members of the Purple Pigs.
That might be for next week, sir.
And what is Purple Pig in Espanol? Cerrados Merados? Is that right?
Let me check for you right now.
Cerrados Merados. That sounds right to me. Purple Pig, Cerrados Merados. Alexa, how do you say purple pig in Spanish?
Cerdos morados.
There you go. Cerrados. Cerrados. Say it again. Say the last one.
It's morados.
Morados. Cerrados morados. Purple pigs. Cerrados. No, cerrados. Cerrados morados. No. Is that right?
CER, cerdos morados.
Cerdos. Like that?
Concert.
Cerdos morados. Purple pigs. Cerdos morados. Who had a question quickly from headquarters? I need to get some online.
Yeah. Brother. He has the mic. Shalom. Make sure the mic is on.
Shalom, Elder.
How you doing?
My name is Tedler Nicholas from the House of Saint Nicholas. Tedler Nicholas.
Saint Nicholas. Give Saint Nick a hand.
There you go.
Saint Nick a hand. Go ahead, warrior. What can I do for you?
All right. This is concerning John on the island of Patmos.
All right.
In the Revelation chapter 20, verse 1 through 8b.
All right.
Do you believe this prophecy has been fulfilled, or has it or it hasn't? How do you believe it been fulfilled or it hasn't? And can you break it down?
I absolutely will break it down. I'm gonna do it right now.
1 8b 1 through 8b.
Chapter
20. 1 through 8b.
Read it.
Go ahead, no problem. I'll break it down right. So you just want me to break this down for you. You don't have a particular question. Or you said, has this been fulfilled already or not? That was your question? Is that what he said, Asher?
Yeah.
Concert.
No problem. Have a seat, warrior. I'll break it down for you right now. Go ahead, Asher.
Concert. Revelations chapter 20, verse 1. Correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Revelations chapter 20, verse
Salakia, through 8.
Revelation chapter 20, verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand.
This has already been fulfilled. This happened already. This precept has already happened, if that's your question. You want me to proceed?
When did it happen? When did it
during the time of the dark ages. I'm going to break it down right now. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is
what serpent?
That old serpent.
Why Saint Nick, why is it saying old serpent?
Because it's self-explanatory.
Go ahead and explain it yourself.
Because
I got it. Don't sweat it. The reason I got it, warrior. I got it. The reason it's saying old serpent is because it's speaking about the serpent from the Garden of Eden. Old, a long time ago. Remember, there was a serpent that beguiled Eve in the Garden of Eden. This is that same old serpent, that old snake from the garden. Read it again, Asher.
Concert. And he laid hold on the dragon.
And he laid hold on this dragon. Go ahead.
That old serpent.
Go ahead.
Which is the devil.
And which is the what?
Which is
what Revelations is this?
20, chapter 20.
Okay, no, say Nick, no, Salakia. This is not the one that has come to pass. This is the one that is coming to pass. The one that came to pass, this is the Dark Ages one, not this one. This is the one that has not come to pass yet. This one comes to pass when Jesus Christ returns. This one has not come to pass yet. Did you hear me, Saint Nick?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this one, keep going. Read it from the top, Asher.
Concert. Revelations chapter 20, verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand.
Go ahead.
And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years.
That's the one that's the old serpent. That's the Dark Ages. The 1,000 years that he was bound was what we call today the Dark Ages. When this serpent was bound, how did the serpent get bound? The Garden of Eden, the snake in the Garden of Eden, was our oppressor, the so-called white man. That was the serpent in that garden. When you look at the land of Israel, round about the land of Israel, the nation of Edom, the nation of Edom is on the outskirts of the nation of Israel. That's where the nation of Edom is. And this serpent lied to our women. Told our women.
Salakia. So who would be if that prophet?
One second, warrior. You have to raise your hand, Doc. You got to raise your hand. Hold on 1 second. Katham, you should break it down. Yeah, come into class, Doc, if you don't mind. Give me 1 second, all right? I'll call you when I get done. No sweat. Just raise your hand and then ask the question and say, Nick, go ahead, please.
I agree with you. All right. So who was the dragon? Who, if that and I agree with you. And who was the dragon that was subdued for the 1,000 years? Who was it?
I got you. The dragon that was subdued for this 1,000 years was the white supremacy that the white man teaches. That was subdued, the white supremacy.
The Roman Catholic Church.
Yes, the white supremacy that the Roman Catholic Church, which is what it embodies. The Roman Catholic Church is established on white supremacy. For 1,000 years, that white supremacy was not able to prevail the way it's prevailing today. Come on.
In Revelations 20:1. So John in Patmos, John saw an angel that subdued that Roman Empire, and that angel came in the form of Flavius Odoacer, the barbarian.
None of that is true. None of that
but
is
you
true.
said
None of that is true. Listen. None of that is true. You want me to break it down for you? I'll break it down for you. I will rescue you from ignorance if you want, but you have to listen. I'm going to break the thing down for you from the top. Just listen carefully. Go one verse above it so I can catch the context.
Revelations chapter 20, verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain.
Remember, Saint Nick, this is a vision. That's all you need to understand this. He has the key in his hand. This key is going to open up a prison that's underground. There are medieval prisons to this day you can go visit where the prison is underground. It's a pit, a very deep pit that has a gate on top. That's the vision. An angel is coming to open the prison, to open it. This devil, this dragon has been trapped in this pit. It is not literal that the white man has been trapped in a pit, but his lies have been. You have to wait 1 second, Saint Nicholas. You gotta wait, warrior. You gotta learn. Listen, a learned man like you has to have a little discipline. If you're a learned and educated man, then you have to have discipline. I'm going to give you the truth about this precept. It is going to absolutely be the truth, and what you think is going to be a lie. But you've got to let me say it, or else how will you know how you're wrong? Listen carefully. Keep going, Asher.
Having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand.
And a great chain in his hand. Keep going.
And he laid hold on the dragon.
He grabs this dragon up in the vision. Now remember, in the vision, he's not grabbing a person. He's grabbing this dragon because this dragon symbolizes.
It's like a general you froze. 1 second. One second, guys.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So that you said that they put millions of my houses. Yes, you said so. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. Payback is a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me, maybe this slavery draining my energy. For 100 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles are making it official. I'm capturing every crack and surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cages, safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144. The ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom be busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now. You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. Payback is a dog.
We good to go now?
Concert.
How we looking? We all right?
Come, concert.
Okay, let's go back to St. Nick real quick, all right? Go ahead. Let me just break the thing down for time's sake. Go ahead.
Concert, verse 2. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years.
So he bound him. This already happened. He bound him 1,000 years. The bound him is a metaphor. It's not literal. No white people were trapped in a cave for 1,000 years. This has nothing to do with anything literal. It's speaking about the time in history when white supremacy was not prevalent on the planet Earth, when black men could rise up in power in kingdoms, could become kings, could become princesses, women could. They had power on the earth. This is the time of Service Septimius. This is the time of Priscillius Niger, when black men rose up and crippled the Roman Empire because black men were finally able to have opportunity to be in charge. Racism against blacks and Hispanics did not keep them down. That's the 1,000 years that they were locked up. It is not literal. The problem with reading the Bible, especially in Revelations, is that every nut and lunatic and Ben Yehuda thinks it's literal, and it is not. It is talking about the 1,000 years when racism against black people was caged. Not people being caged, but the dragon, the power of these people were caged. I'm going to explain as I go into it deeper. You're going to see what comes out the cage. Keep going.
Verse 3, and cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and
So
set
he was locked up. He was locked up for 1,000 years. That time is called the Dark Ages. That's the time of Saint Maurice of the Catholic Church. Once again, at the time of Persinius Niger and Servus Septimius and all of those black princesses and kings and King Frederick, those people you can find in Nature Knows No Color Line. That's the time of the Russian icons. That's the time of the world knowing about that Mary was black and Jesus Christ was black. That's the time that we get the Russian icons from. Just recently, Vladimir Putin of Russia revealed statues and paintings of Jesus Christ being a black man and the baby Jesus being black and Mary being black. That's when these images were prevalent on the earth. That's the time when racism and white supremacy didn't crush your opportunity to be able to rule on this planet. It was about 1,000 years. Keep going. This already happened. This already happened. Keep going, Asher. You know,
and set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nations no more.
He said, here you go, St. Nicholas. Here we go, St. Nick. Read that part one more time.
And set a seal upon him.
A seal is like a clay, a piece of clay you can imprint your symbol in so that everyone knows not to break the seal because the seal of God is in it. The seal of God is the shield of David, the seal that David took up. That's David's name. That people should know not to break this seal because what? Read it again.
That he should deceive the nations no more.
That he should walk around the earth no more.
Deceive the nations no more.
That he should be able to eat and drink outside of the cave no more.
Deceive the nations no more.
What was locked up in that cave, St. Nicholas? I'll answer for you. His ability to lie was locked up. That's why the Lord said he should deceive the nations no more. The white man's power is in his lying tongue, not in his military might, not in his glorious white skin, but in his ability to lie. His ability to lie is what fuels his military might, is what fuels everything else about him. His ability to fool and trick people. He should deceive the nations. That's what was trapped. That's what was trapped in that spiritual cave. His ability to lie. He was not able to deceive the nations anymore. Go.
Concern. Till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled.
Wait a minute, St. Nicholas. He was not able to deceive the nations until the 1,000 years would be fulfilled. Now, once the 1,000 years were fulfilled, what would he be able to do after that? St. Nick, you answer.
Deceive. Revelations 28:8.
Give him a hand. Give him a hand. That's it. He'd be able to lie. His lies are free. His lying is free. Don't you understand his lying or why we're in poverty or why we suffer or why we die? His lies. That's why it's hard to get a job today. That's why it's hard to bring the good, to bring good and decency into the Black and Hispanic community. The lies that they say about us, those lies are believed. Well, after 1,000 years, 1 second, St. Nicholas, I know you got a lot to say, but I'm tight with my time. You came at the end of class. I'm going to break this down for you. I'll let you speak and then I got to go, all right? His lies were free after the 1,000 years. This already happened. Keep going.
Concert. Till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that, he must be loosened a little season.
He must be what?
Loosened a little season.
And once he's loosened, he gets to lie. Because he's loosened a little while. A little while he gets loosened. We are in that little while right now, St. Nicholas. We're in the little while where he's able to lie and say that black people are stupid, Hispanics are illegal aliens, Native American Indians are savages. He's able to lie right now a little while. Paul said it is high time to awake out of sleep, for the night is short and the day is coming. This is a short amount of time that we're suffering white supremacy. We're suffering under this lie that white people are better than the North American Indian, better than the Hispanics, better than the Haitians. We're suffering under that right now. This already happened, and he is loose right now and free to lie. Continue.
Verse 4, and I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them.
And then he saw thrones, and they sat upon them, judgment was given unto them. Keep going. Is this in his question, or am I getting off it into something else?
No, this is verse 4. He wanted to read to verse 8.
Go ahead, quickly, fast.
And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Jesus.
That were what?
Beheaded.
That will be beheaded?
That were beheaded.
That were beheaded. This already happened.
There you go.
This has already happened. What he said is that he saw all of the people like James. His brother John was on this island of Patmos. His brother James was killed by Nero, by Caesar Nero. He was killed by him. So many other brothers, historians say that Peter was hung on a cross upside down. All of the disciples of Christ were killed. Jesus Christ said that Jerusalem, ye have killed the prophets. The people who want Israel to be saved, who want Israel to sit on their thrones, they were killed. In this vision, he sees them. He sees them in this vision. Keep going.
And for the word of God.
Why were they killed? For the word of God. Because that beast, that serpent lies. And we tell the truth. We give the word of God. And so we've been killed for it in the past. That's what this is all about, what you believe. It's about battling for the hearts and the minds of people. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but spiritual, through the taking down of strongholds. Words are what we use in this battle. And our enemy, he was trapped. His lies were trapped. Now they're free. Now he's able to go on MSNBC, Fox News, the internet, and lie about who you are and who your son will be and who your daughter will be. He's able to lie about the possibility that your sons and your daughters can have in life. We tell the truth. And in the past, we were killed for speaking against his lies. Continue.
Concern. And which had not worshipped the beast.
And these men who fought, they didn't worship the beast. Who is the beast? Our oppressor is the beast. Our oppressor, he is an animal. He is the serpent. He is the dragon. He is the beast that devours the Most High's sheep. We speak against him and we were killed for it in the past. Keep going.
Neither his image.
Neither his what?
His image.
Neither his what?
His image.
Now, let me ask you a question, St. Nicholas. What is the image of the beast?
Yeah, Christ, the white Christ.
Give him a hand. Give St. Nicholas a hand. He's telling the damn truth. So, warrior in the back, give me the image. Give me the image of the beast in the back of Jerusalem. This is the image of the beast. And this image talks. This image speaks. You know why? Because this image is not just a picture. It's not just a painting painted by Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo. It's not just a picture that's on the roof of the Sistine Chapel, but it's a character. It's a reputation of white people are innocent. You can trust them. They never lie. They're peaceful. That's the image of this beast. This image was created when they were loose from that cave, when they were loose from that prison. That's when the 1700s came. That's when the Renaissance came. And that's when the lies about the color of Jesus Christ took hold on this planet Earth. Now everyone thinks Jesus Christ is white. Before that, they thought he was black. If you don't believe me, ask Vladimir Putin. He already put it on TikTok and everywhere else that before the Renaissance, the world knew Jesus Christ was black. The world knew God was black. But then the cave was open. The prison was open. And now their lies are free. And now this image is loose. Now he's peaceful. He's loving. He's God. Keep going.
And which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads.
What's in your forehead, St. Nicholas?
Your brain.
Your brain. Give him a hand. Your brain. Well, these men they don't have the belief that white people are better than Puerto Ricans. White people are better than Mexicans. White people are better than Haitians. That's not in their head.
Right.
That's not in there. They don't worship the beast, which is his military might, his strength, and they don't worship his image, which is God is all love and Jesus is God. They don't worship either one. They don't have that in their brain. Keep going.
Concern. Or in their hands.
What's in the, why does it say in their hand? They don't have it in their brain, and it's not in their hand either. There's an old term, St. Nicholas.
That a gift destroys the heart.
Did you raise your hand? Did you raise
yes,
your hand?
A gift destroys the heart. Yeah, I raised my hand.
That's a good one, but let me bring you even closer. You're right, but let me bring you even closer to home. Let me bring you closer to home. Your hands are stained with blood. You've heard that term before. You see, Christianity, white supremacy, when it gets in your mind, then it gets in your hand. Then you're willing to go out and kill so that America can rule the world. You're willing to go kill Eric Gardner. You're willing to go kill black people to enforce white supremacy. That's what New York cops have been doing forever. New York police officers, the wicked ones, they enforce white supremacy. They make sure that you can't walk downtown. You can't stand out on that corner. You can't walk freely in your neighborhood. Why? Because of white supremacy. You're Haitian. You're black, which means a New York cop under Rudy Giuliani is going to kill you. They enforce the power of this beast. Now it's in their hand. Now their hands are stained with blood. The belief in your mind is the religion. When it's in your hand, you've killed for that beast. You've killed for him. Many of us have killed for him. Every drug dealer has killed for white supremacy. Every cop who has unlawfully killed a black or Hispanic man has killed for white supremacy. Every member of the United States military who has killed someone so that America can become an empire. Your hands are stained with blood. You are marked in your hand. Keep going.
And they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years.
Let me tell you something. These men, they lived and they reigned with Christ 1,000 years. This prophecy is coming. It's coming after the beast is let out the cage, after the beast is able to be free to lie. Now in that little season, these men are able to be with Christ. We're with him right now. It started to happen after they were let out the cave. Now here we are in these rooms in Harlem tonight. Here we are, men who don't have our hands stained with blood, who don't have the mark in our forehead, but you are the men who were killed in the past. Don't you know reincarnation is real? You brothers sitting there in Harlem, sitting there in Chicago, sitting there in Atlanta, you are the men who were killed in the former life because you told the truth against the white man's lies. Now here you are today, reigning with him, waiting for your reward, waiting for your throne. What verse are we in?
So we're at 5 right now.
Where do you want to go to?
Verse 8.
Do I have time?
We got like 15 minutes, sir. Bubba
Come on, fast. I gotta go so I can get to the topic. Go ahead.
Verse 5. But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished.
But the rest of the dead are not going to get to live until this time is over. There are brothers right now who are not here with us. We're waiting for them. Those of us, some of us are in the truth right now. We're with Christ right now. This precept is in Deuteronomy, Daniel, the 4th chapter, where while these kings sat on these thrones, the God of heaven established another kingdom. The kingdom of Christ is ruling right now. It just doesn't rule the world yet. The kingdom of Christ is alive right now, and all of us are following our king. But we're waiting for our brothers. There are other men who are not here yet, and we're waiting for them. We go out on the internet, on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, on the street corners of the world, and we're looking for our brothers who were killed in the past. We're looking for men who gave their lives 1,000 years ago, and we're waiting for them today. And we go out on the street, on the internet to find them. Keep going.
Concern. This is the first resurrection.
The what?
This is the first resurrection.
What's the first resurrection? Being born again is the first resurrection. Coming into the truth. Not having the mark in your mind. Not having the mark in your hand. Being those people from the past who died for Christ. That's the first rebirth. The first resurrection. The change that all of us had to make to serve our king. That's how we went from being drug dealers and murderers and thieves to being the disciples of Christ. That's the first resurrection. Keep going.
Verse 6. Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection.
That's the one you want, Saint Nick. Saint Nick, you want to get in that first resurrection. The first one. When you change your life, you become a different person. That's the first resurrection. Keep going.
On such the second death hath no power.
On such the second death has no power. What's the second death? The second death is the death that you receive when our king returns, to see what you've done in that time that he's been gone. What have you done with it? What have you done with the time since Jesus Christ has left? Since that pit has been opened, and now men are fighting and dying to serve their king. What have you done? Smoke weed, pop pills, go to prostitutes? What have you done during that time? You better give yourself an account, because the second death will have hold on you if you haven't taken advantage of the first death. The first death is when the old man dies and the new man is born. The second death is when you physically die, when Jesus Christ returns. That's coming. Keep going.
But they shall be priests of God and of Christ.
But they shall what?
Be priests of God and of Christ.
These men who died that first death, they're going to be priests of God and of Christ. That's what Commanding General Yohanan has taught us to do. We die now so that we don't die later. We die now. We change our minds. We don't sell drugs. We don't smoke weed. We don't have sex with prostitutes. We don't do that. We die today so that we can live forever. The person I was before, he's gone, and I'm a new man. Because of that, I don't have to die when Jesus Christ gets here. and I can be a priest. I can serve my king forever. Keep going.
Concert. And shall reign with him 1,000 years.
And shall reign with him 1,000 years. As you've heard, 1,000 years is mentioned over and over and over again. 1,000 years is never literal. Numbers are never literal. It's a long time. A long time. The Bible says that one day is unto the Lord as 1,000 years. What is that telling you? Something that is a long time to us is no time to him. That's the point. It's nothing to him. What verse are we in?
Verse 7, sir.
Come on.
And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison.
And when this now, what's the 1,000 years? That's the time when the gate gets open, and now he's able to do what? Go ahead. Keep going.
Concert. Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. Verse 8. And shall go out to deceive the nation.
What? Shall go out and do what?
Deceive.
Shall go out and do what?
Deceive.
Once the 1,000 years is over, the gate gets open. And now he's able to go out and lie. That's what was trapped. The lying. His ability to lie. That got trapped for 1,000 years. During that time, Black people were able to get positions and authority that they weren't able to get. They were able to go prosper in a way that they weren't able to prosper. Then the gate is open, and now he's lying again. So now what happens? Some of us had to die when the gate got open. We had to lose our lives because the gate was open and the lies were prevalent, and now to tell the truth meant you had to die. Men went through that and they lost their lives. And then time went on and time went on, a little season. And now here we are today, finding those brothers who died with us in the past, finding those brothers who died when the gate was open, when the lies were able to transform the world back into white supremacy. Keep going.
And he shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth,
which are everywhere throughout the planet Earth. Any more?
Gog and Magog.
That's it.
That's it. Right, I'm sure St. Nicholas wants to say something. Just say it quickly, St. Nick. You got it.
I agree with you 100%. It was like, since I know historical history, it was like a little difference, but I agree with you 100%.
Give St. Nicholas a hand up. Some people can't understand Revelations because it's not linear. It's not like the beginning, the middle, then the end. It's a dream. John is having a dream, and just like the dreams that you and I have, they jump around, but the vision is still there if you know the truth. And this thing happened. That we're living this thing. The water, St. Nicholas. I gotta go. Go ahead, Asher. We gotta get to the topic, right?
Sir, we got less than 10 minutes left, Baba Kishar.
All right, which one do you want to do first?
Oh, we should just jump into the Vlad issue, sir.
Clap it up. Let's go into Vlad quickly, all right? As everyone knows, you want to let me get Sir Joyner Truth. Let me get her, and let me get Mosley, all right, to go with the Vlad story. Is there anyone in the class or anyone out there that would like to explain the Vlad TV situation to the class? Is anyone familiar with it?
Sir, Cap is about to jump on the mic, sir.
Go ahead, Captain.
Hey, shalom, sir. You have some Shabbat. Hey, so to give some backdrop on the Vlad situation. So of course, Kendrick Lamar and Drake was beefing last week, had their little rap battle. And in the middle of the rap battle, they was talking about it on Twitter. So Vlad comes in, and Vlad is like a agent provocateur of Black people, but he feels entitled because, of course, he interviews a lot of Black rappers, XYZ. So when he hops on the Twitter feed, the sister jumps in and says, "This is a Black conversation. No need to center yourself in it." And immediately, like the very first response is from him is, "Does Princeton know you as a college professor
are telling a white man that he cannot talk about hip hop. So he immediately attacks her job. So her response, which I thought was gangster, she was like, well, I finished my contractual obligations. Thanks for trying to bully me. So they go back and forth for a while. So Black Twitter goes off on Vlad saying, Vlad, you is wrong for trying to come at her job. Nobody is saying that he couldn't have said nothing back, but why did he attack her job? I know I got into it with Whack 100 over the same thing. He took the white man's side too. And the only issue we had was why go at the job? I called him a male Karen. So after that, after all the defense of Black people defending his white man then goes and apologizes. But what Black Twitter points out is that he didn't tag Princeton in the apology. He only tagged her in the apology. So that's how we got here, sir.
Get Captain Desire, I can hand out. What he's saying is so true. Let me tell you, if I could, Vlad from Vlad TV is a disgusting pig. He's a sarado. What's the name actor again? Sarado.
Sarado.
Sarado. He's a pig. Sarado. He's a sarado sucio. He's a filthy pig. Sarado sucio. He's a filthy pig, Levi.
If I may, so I'll just add one in your vocabulary, sir. Cochon.
Oh, give him a hand. I know that word, cochon. That's a French word for pig or pork. Correct. Cochon. The water, Levi. I appreciate that. Vlad is disgusting. And let me tell you something about people like Vlad. They profit off of the downfall and the poverty of Black people, which means they have to make sure that you're poor. If you could understand this Vlad TV situation, where a Black woman simply said something against his post, and instead of saying something against her post, instead of challenging her online, he goes to her job and threatens her job. If you could understand that, you understand white people. White people fight dirty. They fight dirty. Actually, did I send you a thing about colonization and disease? Asher?
Counselor, that's the one with disease in America, correct?
Yeah, put that up on the screen. You have to understand this about white people, about our oppressor. As you know, in the Israelite school of UPK, it's our business to battle our oppressor. And we know something about him that you brothers in the world don't know. He is a dirty fighter. He always has been like this. So many of you think that white people conquered the world because they were more skillful with weapons. They had better guns. They had better artillery. What's say the word, Asher?
Artillery.
Artillery. That's not how they won this kingdom. I'll show you how they won it. Put it up on the screen, Asher, for everyone. Read that.
This is from the National Library of Medicine, National Center for Biotechnology Information. This is the abstract of the article, The Role of Epidemic Infectious Diseases in the Discovery of America.
The Spanish conquistadors conquered the Aztec Empire with 500 men. Pizarro conquered Central America with 150 men. That's it. Now, when people read that, they go, maybe their guns were so powerful. That's not why it took so few men to conquer the mighty Aztec Empire. That's not why it took so few men to conquer the mighty Mayan Empire. That's not the reason. I'll tell you the reason. Go ahead.
This was written by PJ Byington and T.A. Russo. In the abstract, it says, as the world prepares to celebrate the quincentennial event surrounding the discovery of the New World by Christopher Columbus in 1492, a particular interest regarding the influence of epidemic infectious diseases on the history of the conquest of America has emerged. Contrary to popular belief, it was not the European guns or fierce soldiers that conquered the Native Americans, but instead it was the common childhood illnesses brought from the old world by the European conquistadors.
Let me tell you something that they'll never tell you in history class. White people did not conquer the Aztecs, the Mayans, the North American Indians because of their superior military ability, because of their guns. They conquered them because they got them sick, because they gave them diseases. So it only took 120 men to conquer the Mayan Empire because the warriors of the Mayan Empire were sick and dying from the flu, from illnesses. It only took 500 soldiers from the Spanish to conquer the Aztecs because the Aztec soldiers were vomiting and they had 104 fevers. They were sick. Disease is what our oppressor used to conquer the so-called Native Americans, the native of North and South and Central America. Disease. Why? Because when they came ashore, the Aztecs went to meet them and shake their hands and embrace them and hug them. They lost the fight the minute they hugged them. The minute they hugged them, they caught influenza. They caught the flu. And that's how they lost. That's what the Academy for Medicine has said. That's how they lost. White people fight dirty up. They fight dirty. They're not going to, you think you're going to battle Vlad on a post online. Vlad is calling your job. Vlad is going to call your supervisor. He's going to report you to your job because white people use evil tactics. They use tuberculosis riddled blankets to kill the Cheyenne, to kill the so-called North American Indian. They use a hug to destroy the Aztecs. They use a hug to destroy the Mayan Empire, to give you diseases that makes you easily conquered with a few soldiers. That is how they are. And if you don't understand that about them, you're the next victim. Commanding General Yana understands his enemy. They fight dirty. That's what that woman didn't understand. She thought she was going to argue with Vlad on the internet. She thought she was going to say something, then Vlad would say something. Let me tell you what Vlad did. Vlad went through all the posts on Black Twitter of the people that spoke against him. And he found a person that had a job that could be in jeopardy based on what she said. And that's why he picked her. This woman had 1,000 followers. There was no reason for him to single her out. The reason he picked her is because she worked for Princeton. And that's why he picked her, because she was vulnerable to lose her job based on her comments. He'll go through all the comments waiting to see who works for Disney, who works for ABC, who works for a company, who's a cop, who works for the city. Who can I hurt based on their job? Because he is a devil that the Bible speaks of, and he fights dirty. That's what you have to understand. Give me a Mosley. Let me give you another one. You brothers out there, where's Baltimore at? The brothers and sisters out there in Baltimore, man, give them a hand. Out there in Prince George's County, man. Out there in Prince George's County, out there in Washington, D.C. You young brothers might not remember, but there was an incident called the Freddie Gray incident, where this poor brother was killed because the cops put him in a paddy wagon and did not seatbelt him. And they gave him what they used to call a rough ride. And he died from his injuries of that rough ride. And there was a woman that stepped up on the steps of City Hall and said, we are going to prosecute the police officers that killed Freddie Gray, and we're going to prosecute them for murder. Man, Black people were so happy. This woman, her name was Marilyn Mosley, and she was married to a city council member, another Black man. Let me tell you what happened to her. Go ahead and read. Go ahead and play.
As one of the few Black state attorneys, Marilyn Mosby took a number of political risks during her 8-year tenure. She moved to decriminalize sex work and marijuana. She established programs to provide nonviolent drug offenders with alternatives to incarceration, and even started one of the country's only youth and prevention departments. But it wasn't until after her push to prosecute the officers who killed Freddie Gray that she found herself on the other side of the courtroom, convicted of fraud for withdrawing funds from her own Baltimore deferred compensation retirement account, something 739 other city employees, including 3 people who worked in the same agency as Attorney Mosby, did during the pandemic. Yet she was the only one prosecuted and now faces up to 40 years in prison. Marilyn Mosby joins me now.
Not right there, Ashley.
I guess the first most obvious question is how
this sister withdrew money from her pension plan. 700 and more people have done that in her district. She got convicted and she is going to jail for 40 years. For 40 years for doing that. And it hurt her life so much that now she divorced her husband. And they were a Black couple, man, came together, stood by each other's side, but they couldn't weather this storm and they got divorced and it broke the whole family up. And now, so she's getting divorced and about to go to jail for 40 years if the Most High God doesn't have mercy on her. Why? Because this woman did not understand that white people fight dirty. They're not going to fight the way you think. The minute she stepped up to defend Freddie Gray in Baltimore, the white people knew they were going to find a way to get her that you can't even really imagine. You can't even really understand it. You know why? Because you are naive to what white people will do. You don't understand them because you would never do that to anyone. You would never do it. So you can't imagine that they would do it to you. 730 other people have done this same thing. I'm going to go to jail for 40 years for it. It's unfathomable to her. It happened because white people fight dirty. That is what is happening with Vlad. Vlad went and picked this woman who had a job that he thought was vulnerable, that he thought he could move on and make her lose her job. And that's why he picked her to destroy. The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. He is a snake and a serpent. He is a dragon. And you better get wise to him. Now, let me give you one last thing that you don't understand about the Vlad TV situation and what he did to that Black woman. First of all, white people fight dirty. Here's the second thing. Don't you know we're in a time when you cannot insult or belittle a woman? Women are protected in today's society. Women are protected. Don't you know that what's his name? Bill Cosby. What's the other white man in Hollywood that went to jail? Weinstein. Don't you know that women are being protected today? You can't harm a woman. You can't speak against a woman. You can't do anything that could focus on or belittle a woman because women are being protected. We are after the Me Too movement. The Me Too movement protected women, made sure women could be in a safe space where they could speak their truth and tell the world about their story. All these companies and industries have been turned upside down because they were not supportive to creating a safe space for women. Why was Vlad able to do that to a woman? It's because that woman was a Black woman. Black women are not protected by the Me Too movement. Black women are not protected by chivalry. Gentlemen don't protect Black women. This problem has been going on forever. I don't understand how Vlad had the gall to attack a woman, seeing that women are protected? Cesaria, don't people get canceled for attacking women?
That's fact, sir, all the time.
All the time. All the time, people get canceled. They lose their career because they challenged a woman and they took away a woman's ability to have a safe space, to be able to speak her truth. Vlad felt enough arrogance that he could attack a woman because Vlad knows this. The Me Too movement does not protect women. Put me on the full screen. The Me Too movement does not protect Black women. The Me Too movement does not protect Black women. Chivalry does not protect Black women. Being a gentleman do not protect Black women. Let me tell you how old it goes back. It goes back to Sojourner Truth. She's a famous sister who wrote amazing poems that I've always loved to read since I've served under Commanding General Yohana. Let me show you what she wrote in the 1800s. This Marilyn Mosley can relate to this. The woman who Vlad attacked. What's the woman's name who Vlad attacked and tried to get her to lose her job?
Her name is Morgan Jerkins.
Morgan Jerkins can relate to what Sojourner Truth said in the 1800s. Marilyn Mosley can relate to what Sojourner Truth said in the 1800s. Read her poem, please, Asher.
Concert. So, do you want me to read the whole thing, sir, or just the highlighted part?
Just a little bit from the top and then the highlighted part. That's it.
This is from Sojourner Truth.
Put me on a split screen with the poem.
Yes, sir. So, like I said, I won't be able to do that. Otherwise, I can't.
No problem. Forget it.
I can do this though.
Forget it. Do your thing. You got it.
Concert. This is from Sojourner Truth. Ain't I a woman? Well, children, where there is so much racket, there must be something out of kilter. I think that twixt the Negroes of the South and the women at the North, all talking about rights.
All talking about what?
Rights.
Sojourner Truth said where there's so much racket, there must be a reason for it. Because in the 1800s, everyone was talking about women's rights. That's back when the woman received the right to vote. The woman received the right to vote during the same time. There was so much racket about women's rights, giving the woman the right to vote. Everyone wanted to empower women during this time. Go ahead.
Concern. The white men will be in a fix pretty soon. But what's all this here talking about? That man over there says that women need to be helped into carriages and lifted over ditches.
So
and
this man is saying a woman has to be helped into a carriage and lifted over ditches. They were saying that women need to be treated with chivalry. You need to treat a woman like you're a gentleman. You pick her up and carry her over a puddle. You lift her up and put her into a carriage because she's a woman. She has to be treated with delicateness and kindness. Keep going.
To have the best place everywhere.
A woman should have the best place everywhere. That's what they said. That's what they say. A woman should have the best place everywhere. Keep going.
Nobody ever helps me.
Read that again.
Nobody ever helps me.
Read it again.
Nobody ever helps me.
Let me tell Marilyn Mosley, what's the other sister's name?
Morgan Jerkins.
Morgan Jerkins, I hope you're listening tonight. Let me tell you something, full screen. The privilege that white with kindness and to be treated like they're delicate and to give favor to them and kindness to them, you will never receive that because you're black. That's for white women. White women receive kindness from Vlad. White women receive kindness from the federal government in Maryland. White women receive the Me Too movement. They don't treat you like that. That's what Sojourner Truth said during the apex of the women's liberation movement, during the fight to get the woman the right to vote. Everyone back in the 1800s treated a woman like she was a princess. If there was a puddle in front of a woman, they threw their coat down on the ground so she could walk over it. Never for a black woman. They never treated her like she's a woman. They don't treat Marilyn Mosley like she's a woman. Vlad doesn't treat that sister like she's a woman, and he doesn't have to, because the Me Too movement is not for her. Keep going.
Go on, sir. Nobody ever helps me into carriages or over mud puddles or gives me any best place.
Doesn't that break your heart? That breaks my heart. That this woman had to watch white women be exalted and to be given liberation and to be given such power and to be treated with such reverence. No one helps her into a carriage. No one puts their coat down on a puddle for her. That breaks my heart. That this woman would have to watch white women benefit from this movement that says, be kind to women. Treat women with delicateness. Treat women, give women a safe space. Meanwhile, you can't even write a post. You can't even make a post without losing your job, and you're a woman. You can't even try to defend a murdered black boy without going to jail for 40 years. No one helps you. No one helps you into a carriage. No one throws their coat down on a puddle for you to walk over. You're a black woman. And you don't have these movements of women's liberation to protect you. Keep going.
And ain't I a woman?
Read it again.
And ain't I a woman?
Let that break your heart. Marilyn Mosley. Ain't she a woman? Huh? Huh, Vlad? What's her sister's name again?
Morgan Jerkins.
Isn't Morgan Jerkins a woman? Isn't she a woman? You disgusting saddle sucio, you filthy pig, Vlad. Isn't Mary, what's her name again?
Morgan Jerkins.
Isn't Morgan Jerkins a woman? Ain't I a woman? That's what Sojourner Truth said. I'm a woman. I don't get to benefit. You telling me that right now you'll get canceled if you don't give a woman a job? Are you telling me that Morgan Jerkins is going to lose her job even though she's a woman? Isn't she a woman? She doesn't get any Me Too protection. She doesn't get any kindness, any gentleness that you give white women. Sojourner Truth said, ain't I a woman? Why don't you treat me like you treat white women, Vlad, you fucking pig? Why don't you treat that black woman the way you would treat any white woman who says that she was mishandled or she was offended or someone didn't make her feel safe? Ain't she a woman? Ain't she a woman? I pray you understand. Sisters like that, let me tell you something, man. You can't depend on the facilities and the governments of this world to protect you. But just know this, in the Israelite school of UPK, you have protection. Under Commanding General Yohana, a woman, a black woman, and Hispanic woman, you'll have protection in here. You can always find solace and protection and kindness. We will lay our garments on the ground for you to walk over a puddle. We will pick you up and put you in a carriage. We will treat you like women. Just make sure that you treat us like men. Right. And because of that, we will conquer the people that have no kindness for our nation. With that, I want to thank the water to Asher for helping me every Thursday. I want to thank the water to Jerusalem headquarters. I want to thank the water to Atlanta, the Brave. I want to thank the water to Chicago, Shot-town. And thanks St. Nicholas, man. Where's St. Nick at? St. Nicholas.
He departed, sir.
St. Nicholas, the departed. Say Thawada to him too, man. And where's Ben Yehuda, Ben Yahama? Ben Yehuda, is he in there? What's his name? The Ben Yehuda, Ben Yehuda.
He was never here.
Salakia, listen, well, thank you too. Ben Yehuda, Ben Yahama. We appreciate you, man. And Thawada, stand by for Cross the Line. Hopefully next week, we're going to have people who are current members of the IUIC and former members of the IUIC, the Cerro Morados. Is that right, Asher?
Sir. Cerrado
Say again.
Cerdos Morados.
Cerdos Morados. We'll have members, current and former members of the Cerdos Morados, to come in class and give you their firsthand account of what it was like being a Cerdos Morados. Chicago, you had your hand up.
Hey, Colonel McCarr, sir, Salaki, before we go, that brother that was talking about the Yehuda, that guy?
Yeah.
Myself and Officer Kozawan, I give big credit to this brother right here, sir. We noticed that during, and I made a clip of it, we noticed that during the time you were talking to that brother, he had a purple shirt on. And he leaned back at one point and he had gold writing on the top of his shirt. He made a clip of it out of one. He was IUIC. That's why that Yehuda bugged out brother and tried to steal brothers to follow him. That was an agent from IUIC out of one.
Give Chicago a hand. Chicago, I didn't even notice.
We made a clip out of one. We have the clip. I went back through the footage and I got the clip. He leans back and you can see the gold writing at the top of his shirt.
I thought he was just a bug out. I thought he was just a bug out nut.
He wanted us to believe that out of one, but they try to come in, you know what I mean? But we're gonna put the clip up, sir, and I will share it with you. But you can see the gold writing at the top of his shirt because he leaned back a little bit too far, and you can see the gold writing, and we noticed that brother was from IUIC out of one.
Listen, give Chicago a hand. You caught that. I'm proud of you, Warrior. Get it on. Well, listen, we're gonna give him something to watch every week because we're gonna have current members of the IUIC coming here surreptitiously. They're gonna hide their face. They're gonna hide their face, and they're current members of the IUIC, and they're gonna talk about what's happening in there today. We're gonna read you their emails. Current members of the IUIC, they send us emails. We're gonna read them. We're gonna go into former members of the IUIC. We're gonna treat them just like we would any other Christian, man. Any other Christian, we're gonna treat them the same way. Because that's all they are. The lavender lads, the purple pigs, the Cerrados Morados.
Damn right, sir.
You got it, Asher. Shalom, Warriors. Be safe. Call it.
Pass the class over to Thawada General Hyman for teaching the class. We want to pass the class over to Priest and Officer Ishaya Allah.
Men of Israel, I imagine. I'm going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, I imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Barakatham.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Barakatham.
Yajmatah. Class dismissed.
You got it.
Salakia.
You got it, Akim.
Sar, towards the sisters in your zones. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, I imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak. Yahweh Shemal Athon Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Be safe, Akim.
Yajmatah. Class dismissed.
Hold on, let me make sure I got my shit right.
Oh man, it's not TV, man. We're doing the bid here once again, man. Isupk and the Commander General, Your Honor, man.
You heard about the mission to Acuna. This is the mission to Kensington.
The mission to KNA. we out here in Kensington, Allegheny. You know, it's a notorious spot in the city of Philadelphia. A lot of drug addiction, homelessness, a lot of poverty in the city of Philadelphia. It's famous, across the world at this point. Man, y'all caught me eating some of this amazing food that these sisters done put together, man. Under command and General Yohana, we got some amazing spirits in this school, man. Raised up right, to come out here to the hood, the gutter, and man, and we're gonna do this work wherever we go. You know what I mean? The water to command General Yohana, putting that work in. And raising up brothers and sisters like this, man. You know what I mean? We'll be coming to every major city, man. Every city where One West at, we're going to try to do these hot coat drives. You know what I mean? Like here to support the people that's in need. That's what the school, that's what we all about. We're going to come down to it. We're here to help the people that are impoverished, destroyed, at the bottom. Everything we do, that's what we do it for. Everything we say, even though it may seem hateful, even though it may seem crazy and outlandish, everything we do is for the people at the bottom. That's what
we don't know how they made my day, man. It's the food, the blessings, man. They put a foot onto that meal, man.
That's what's up, man. We appreciate you, man.
Hey, this is one of the best meals I ever had down here, man. By far. Hey, man, that's the love, man. I just say that they're trying to get back to the people, man. Let people know people care, man. That's what's up, man. Y'all continue up the hard work, man. For real. It's noticed, man.
We appreciate that, bro. We appreciate that,
man. People appreciate y'all, man. Right. For real. Giving a lot of people hope, and whereas so a lot of people don't have hope, man. That's what it's about, man.
So, it's a beautiful day today. The sisters came out from New Jersey, Delaware, Philadelphia, came out to support the event.
That's that good old curry soup I made. You gotta taste it.
It's the sister's choice to do this, man. They hearts. Their hearts is huge. And people think our sisters locked up or something. Like we got them locked in cages. No, our sisters out here, they giving back just like us. They were going to work for the Most High just like us.
And guess what?
We're still protecting them. Come on now. Yes, sir. Tighten up. That's what we do, man. Isupk. I'm the Commander General.
We feed the community, man. Get in line, get with us. This is what we do. All the brothers is here. The sisters is doing an amazing job. We out in Kensington and Allegheny. If you know anything about that, you know we out here. We don't care. We feed Israel.
Lit is not the word for it. We are so happy and thankful and grateful for y'all guys allowing us to do this for Isupk and for our family and friends out here. We up in A. They got jail up in K&A.
In the belly of the beast, man. We up here in Kensington doing what we was raised to do, doing what we bred to do, and that's to show brotherhood. You see what I'm saying? And the sisters, it's not about us. It's about the sisters, man. The sisters is doing a great job out here. And this is how the Lord get his glory. Right here.
They put their foot into it. Ain't nothing but love.
Yeah.
Food. Can't even explain it.
What's our grace?
I'm trying to do it for you more often, okay? All for you, Hebrew.
Hey,
For you,
thank you. Hey, anytime, hey, I already know. This right here.
Are we good? Let's start it off.